I thought I had already hit 50 because when I broke the record, the crowd went nuts.
New club record. And he's got it again.
I've got the record here. How good? Yeah, it was a pretty surreal year. I mean, it was only my second year. The vibe at the club was amazing. You're going down to restaurants and cafes and oh yeah, this one's on the house, mate. And you're like, oh sweet. Didn't even play, but
not
thanks.
bad.
Duckle golf. Started with Anthony Scott, Oscar Baker, and myself.
There
There's
is
some
play-
good content, but there's some stinky content as
There's
well,
some bloopers.
which is very funny. And I think probably people enjoy that stuff more than the good shots like that.
All right, we can smell it in the air at the moment. It's close to footy season, and we've got a very, very talented footballer sitting opposite us, dual All-Australian, Mr. Bailey Dale. Welcome to the dos&d show, mate.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me.
No, mate, our pleasure.
We're very excited to have you here, mate. And just saying off air, the rinse through the hair. Let's start that. Can we expect that round one? Is it going to stay?
We're not sure yet. Thought I'd change it up. A bit of a midlife crisis. So, having a bit of fun with it at the moment. It's, been mixed reviews so far.
Mixed reviews. The boys like it. They don't like it.
Most like it.
Yep.
You always got a few that disapprove.
We actually weren't sure how to introduce you today because there's that classic Jared Healy clip which we were trying to find over the last couple of nights, which the Daily Bail. And what was the other one?
Dale Bailey.
Dale Bailey.
Yeah. It's been confusing me, actually, yeah.
But have we introduced you in the right matter, I guess?
Yeah. The first and last name always gets a bit confusing for some. The Dale surname throws a few, but I mean, it's all part of it, isn't it? Media sometimes stuff up, but a bit of fun.
How's the off season been? It's been pretty busy for you. Got married.
Yeah,
which is exciting.
Yeah, it's been very busy. Got married in October to my wife Erin. Awesome day. We had it in Moama, Echuca, and great to have family and friends there, and people from all different walks of life, footy players, family, friends from school. Pretty special to have all those people in the one spot. Awesome day.
And what does pre-season mean to you typically? We're right in the sweet spot at the moment. Do you love it? Do you hate it? We always love a good pre-season story. What's it like this year?
No, it's been pretty good so far. Obviously, the boys are ready to go, and it's getting to that time of year where games are starting to roll around. So the match sim's coming out, and guys are getting out there and enjoying that. So, the grind of the main pre-season is almost done. A couple more weeks until we're right into it. In
match sim, he's still taking all the kickouts and everything, or can we expect anything different in the coming year? Are you racking up 50 touches at match sim? Or
still try to take the kickouts. Don't let too many blokes sneak down the goal square. But it's that time of year. You're sort of just trying to play some good footy, get into some form, and gel as a team. We're pretty disappointed after last year, but we're looking to bounce back, and I'm pretty confident we can.
You're still doing the footy camps and stuff? Like, you would have done a few footy camps over the years. Like last year, you did Noosa. Did you do one this year? Or
we're actually heading off to Noosa next week. So little 5-day camp. It's a nice way to end the pre-season. Bit of match sim up there and enjoy the beach, and get out and come back and feel refreshed, ready to go for the start of the year.
Well, it didn't work too well for the English cricket team. Noosa, did you hear about that?
No, what
they just got on the piss, and then they went straight in. The rest is history, as they like to say.
Hopefully, no Benny Duckets on our trip. That's always nice.
No Benny Duckets, no. The feeling good around the club. I mean, the other thing, your man Kane Corns came out during the week. I think he's.
I love the corn.
I think he's named the Dogs his team to win the flag this year. Have you been across this, Bailey?
It's been sent to me a few times.
Yeah. What feeling does that bring into the club? Do you guys like that stuff? Do you ignore it?
We're very confident every year that we've got a good enough list to be able to go all the way, and we don't really take too much notice of outside noise at this time of year. Everyone's got their opinions, and by the middle of July, those opinions always change. There's injuries that happen, and teams start off really well or poorly. So we just focus on ourselves, and we'll try to get out there and play some good footy to start the year. We've got a bit of a hard draw, so hoping to get a few wins early.
Now, let's take a breath. Let's rewind, right? So we'll go back to... Keen to hear, your draft story. We come from the same kind of area, all three of us from the Mornington Peninsula. You're an EDS boy. Drafted at the end of 2014 into 15.
Yep.
You played in a senior flag at 17, which I remember going and watching that game, actually. Maybe tell us a bit about your journey into the AFL system.
Yeah, grew up playing at Edithvale Asphodel Junior Football Club. Played my whole juniors there. Early days, made a Vic team, under 12, so that was probably the highlight of my junior career. But yeah, it was a bit of a late bloomer, sort of coming into 16s, 17s. Missed out on a lot of those interleague squads and stuff like that, where a lot of guys think they're going to get drafted when they're 15, 16, and then 17, 18 rolls around and they've matured already and they sort of miss the boat. But I was a little bit of a late bloomer. Played just under 18s at EDS, and ended up playing some senior footy in my 17s, under 17s year. Was lucky enough to play in the senior flag there, which was a long time ago now, 2013, looking back.
A forward then, or forward?
Yeah, forward wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, scrawny little forward wing.
Skinny little bloke, yeah.
Yeah, just try to sneak around the goals and kick a couple of goals and set up a few. But, pretty much played all my footy there. Had a sniff from the guys down at Stingrays to come down for a pre-season after they saw me play some senior football, which was pretty cool. And then I was actually loving my cricket at the time. I was playing for Aspendale in cricket, and I almost didn't want to go down to that pre-season because I was just loving it so much. My dad and my uncle, who followed my footy journey my whole life, were just like, mate, you got to have a crack at it. You've missed out on so much, so just have a crack, and if it doesn't eventuate to anything, then that's fine. You can just sort of go back to cricket. It's always going to be there. So I was like, I'll go down, do a pre-season and see how I go. Happy playing seniors at EDS at the time. Anyway, that sort of year progressed. Played at Dandenong Stingrays, first, 7 or 8 rounds. Was playing some okay footy, but nothing special at the time. And then sort of round 8 or 9, kicked 3 goals and had 20 touches against Tasmania, who, there would have been a few recruiters of that game just because they were the state side at the time. So, had a really good game there and got a bit of interest from a few different managers and stuff reaching out, and then, finished off the year quite well with a couple of nice finals games, and then that sort of rolled into clubs. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. The old highlight package. You haven't seen this since the draft year.
The tack up.
That's God, look at the mop. Very skinny.
You've obviously been in the gym since, but far out.
Yeah.
Old Shepley Oval.
I don't know if much has changed with the physique, but
so you weren't at this. I mean, well, just prior to that, was a career in the AFL even on your mind, or like when you were 16-ish?
Probably not when I was 16. I think I had a dream when I was young that you want to play AFL, and obviously knew I had some talent, but yeah, when you get to that 16, 17 and guys are playing over you in rep sides and stuff, it's always a bit disheartening when they're getting picked. But yeah, I mean, I stuck to it and was lucky enough to get an opportunity at the Bulldogs, which is great.
It's crazy because, like you said, there's players that are touted from obviously such a young age, and then it's just a natural progression. But then there's, like you said, a late bloomer. So you said when you had the 20 touches, kicked 2 goals, that's when it actually became a reality. You may be a draft prospect. Yeah,
I think almost in these NAB Cup, TAC Cup sort of competitions, if you show a bit of X factor and a glimpse of something, a lot of guys get drafted just off that. So. Someone obviously saw something in me at the time that had AFL traits or whatever. So I mean, to get a few phone calls and have people actually rate you and think you're good enough to play, that was pretty exciting at the time.
Well, maybe talk. Sorry, I'm interested to hear because we've had footballers come on and typically they're ex-footballers, so they come in and they share all the war stories. But we've never really talked about this kind of age, I suppose, group. What are the phone calls you get around 16, 17, 18 years old from managers? What are they trying to pitch to you? How do you make a decision who you're going to sign with management or even clubs you're talking to?
Yeah, well, for me, a couple of managers reached out and we've heard your name getting spoken about around clubs and stuff like that. So I guess they kind of put the feelers out to see if you're interested in signing with them, or just get a feel for if you were to get drafted and needed a manager, if you'd like to sign with them. So probably more just touching base and just seeing, I guess, if you want to join them. But in terms of the clubs, they just sort of reached out and got a hold of me and were like, we're keen to catch up just for a chat. At the time, you think it's the best thing in the world, but you know how many people they're talking to in those under underage sort of leagues that they're thinking about drafting. So at the time, I was probably like, oh yeah, I'm getting drafted. But
Which team did you think? Who did you have the most confidence in?
Adelaide
Really?
came around a few times. Obviously Bulldogs. Collingwood as well. So yeah, I think, and then you go to the National Combine and you sit down with clubs there as well and chat. So I think overall I probably had like 12 or 13 clubs. Sort of had a chat, whether they were meaningful or not, or they were just doing their due diligence. It was pretty cool just to experience it all anyway.
Yeah. This episode of the Dos&d Show with the great Bailey Dale is brought to you by Moomoo.
Join millions of investors already on Moomoo, Australia's #1 trading app in 2025.
Yes, indeed. Dos&d trade across Australian, US, and Hong Kong markets, explore AI insight, and take advantage of their new user rewards.
Download the app today and see why Moomoo is becoming Australia's most popular trading app.
Back to the episode with the dashing halfback, Bailey Dale.
When you are, I guess, rocking up to the club on your first day, do you kind of remember the feelings of the very first day yourself?
Yeah, bloody nervous. I think we actually went with the group that got drafted in 2014. We all went in a couple of days before just to look at the facilities and stuff. And I remember just walking in, you see your name on your locker, your parents are with you. You see the guys that you get drafted with, like their parents and families. Like, it's a pretty cool moment to be like, it's actually sort of happening. The dream is to get drafted, but then the next step from there is to obviously play a game and then have a good career and, premierships and stuff. But I just remember walking in being like, 18-year-old, don't know really what I'm doing. Skinny as, how am I going to compete with all these guys that have, had great careers, and how am I going to get a spot in the team? That was some of the thoughts I had going into the club.
Who was in it was a pretty handy draft because you were pick in the 40s?
Yeah, pick 45.
Who else was in your draft? Yeah.
So we had Toby McLean, Caleb Daniel, Zane Cordy, Lucas Webb, Declan Hamilton, myself, and then I think that year we drafted or traded for Shane Biggs and Joel Hamlin as well. So I think there was eight or nine guys. I might have missed someone, not sure.
What year was that again? Which draft?
2014.
2014, okay.
Yep. So
who won that year?
Who won the flag?
Would it have been Giants?
Is it Patton?
Paddy McCartan went number 1 that year.
Paddy McCartan was that one. So
Christian Petrarca went
McCartan and Petrarca,
yeah. So, I mean, that core group of players, like Toby's premiership player, Zane, a couple others, so Joel and Biggsy obviously played as well. So, pretty good little draft crop there.
Was that Brendan McCartney or was that Bevo? Was he?
Bevo's first year.
So you've only played under Bevo in the AFL?
Yeah, I only had Bevo as my coach.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool that I've only had the one AFL coach, and there's guys that go through their careers with 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
didn't even mean that. So I'm very lucky to be able to have one coach, and he's been great for me my whole career.
Well, that's probably a good talking point. How's he changed throughout the? You can have a drink, mate. Go for it.
Yeah.
How's he kind of changed over the years? Like you said, so it was his first year, so you would have seen him develop as a coach too. We've heard a few stories about some of the interesting. Themes of the weeks and that he's brought to the table. But how's he changed and developed as a coach?
Yeah, I think taking over from Macca when he first came, he just sort of let guys play with a bit of freedom by the sounds. Like, Liam Picken was a tagger at the time, goes and pretty much was almost Norm Smith in the granny, just winning the ball, kicking goals. Like, he just gave guys a lot of freedom when they sort of came into the club and changed roles for a few guys. And I think he's always been, on the front foot with that, trying different things, different positions with different players. And I mean, he's made 2 grand finals and I don't know however many final series, but he's a great coach, and I don't have anything bad to say about him. He's been great for my career.
Nothing bad to say, which is lovely, but I'm sure there's a spray. You gotta has he given you a whopper over the it's been a decade, so surely.
There's been a few. Nothing too bad. There was one game against Gold Coast where I was getting a little bit too high as a defender, and they kicked a couple of goals out the back, and my guy was getting in behind me and stuff, and he was basically just like, "Hey, we need you to stay back." And I sort of fought him back on it, like, "No, I was trying to read the ball." And he's like, mate, sometimes you just have to fall on your sword and just cop it. And I was like, all right. I just copped it, and like nothing too bad.
No.
But yeah, we've had some chats over my career, and one of them was probably at the end of 2020 where I was in and out of the side a bit that year, got injured. It was the hub year, COVID. Basically at the end of that year, he's like, you're out of the team. We lost to the Saints in the finals that year. He's like, you're a forward at the moment. You need to get fitter, stronger, blah, blah. I was like, yep. So, yeah, that honest chat with him probably kickstarted the next part of my career, which, I ended up moving down back in 2021 and having a really good year as a backman. Having those conversations probably changed my career for the better.
How are those conversations? Because, you do hear, we've had former players come on and share their story a bit around their, say, delisting experience. You didn't get delisted. You've transitioned your career. You've created a new path for yourself. Essentially, was that what the conversation was? Like, if things don't eventuate or turn around or turn your form around, it's like, we're going to give this a crack. And if it doesn't work,
no, I wasn't around like delisting or anything like that. It was just more, you're at a point in your career now. I think it was my sixth year, and he's like, we really want you to start impacting games more. Like, we think you're going to be a really good player for us, but you can't just have one really bad game, one really good game one week, one really bad game the next week. You need to start to find a bit more consistency and impacting games all the time. I think everyone gets to that point in their career where they're, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year, where, you know if you're going to make it or not. That was sort of my line in the sand moment where I was like, either going to make it or in 2 years' time I'm going to be off the list. So,
you've never gone into an exit meeting nervous or unsure where things could?
I've been pretty lucky. I've been able to sign contracts at, and been able to extend at certain times. So I've, you always go into your exits a bit nervous about what they're going to say about your year if you haven't had a great one. Never really on edge of I'm going to get the chop.
Yeah, like you re-signed last year?
Yep.
Yeah, 2025, so till the end of 2029. When you sign, so when a player's uncontracted, so as an example, last year, Bont, he was uncontracted for a large chunk of the year. It gets talked about in the media and everyone's, huffing and puffing and, panicking from the outside.
Yeah, one man in particular panicking from the outside.
Just relax, please. But that obviously doesn't get through inside the four walls. Like, for example, if you're talking with your manager about re-signing, are other teammates coming at you going, how's it travelling? Or what are the conversations like amongst the players?
To be honest, it doesn't really get spoken about too much. Footy's a little bit of a business now. Like, clubs will sack you straight away or get rid of you with years on your deal. So I can understand it from a player point of view where, guys want to talk to other clubs, and if they choose to make that decision, then that's on them. That's totally their decision. But in terms of like player to player, if maybe he was a close mate, you might ask him what's going on, if he's hanging around or not.
Yeah.
But I don't think it really gets spoken about too much.
Now, are you part of the group that get involved now in trying to recruit potential players across? Dos announced to everybody a couple of weeks ago he was pretty confident Zach Butters coming to the Dogs. I'm not going to ask you to comment on that, but let's just say a player of high ilk is, a potential chance. Do you get involved in secret meetings or flights over or?
Not so much me.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple other players a bit higher up than me might, but yeah, I mean, they're the list managers, do all the work behind the scenes, and most players would probably go talk to clubs halfway through the year if they're really considering moving. So, maybe if I was to ask, I would, but not really.
Fair.
Let's go to you playing the VFL flag 2016.
Yep.
Same year the Dogs were in the AFL flag. A massive year for the footy club. Do you remember some key kind of moments around that kind of September, October period, like both in the VFL and the AFL?
Yeah. It was a pretty surreal year. I mean, it was only my second year. The vibe at the club was amazing. Bevo's second year as well. We've come from 7th to make the finals and went on this amazing run. There's always a bit of jealousy that, these guys are playing in front of you, but at the time, I don't think I really had that just because it was my second year. I was like, I'm happy to just be playing any sort of football. We're playing in a VFL grand final. So, I was happy doing my thing. But yeah, you obviously, you look back after, you're like, oh, that could have probably been me if, I was playing a little bit better or whatever. But during that 2016 year, I probably didn't have a great year personally. So I was never really a sniff, so I didn't feel that cut up about it. But
Did you play a few that year?
I played 4. Yeah,
Yeah.
I played 4. But my form was pretty poor in that second year. So yeah, but the vibe around the club was amazing. Like, we went to the grand final day at Whitten Oval. I think it was after the grand final, obviously after the grand final, but the day after we won, and like the whole of the Whitten Oval was like chockers. There wasn't like a spare spot anyone could stand. And then you had, Woody and that holding up the cup, and yeah, Bonty and Bevo and all that doing talks and stuff. And yeah, it was pretty cool being able to look out and see that many people and how much it meant to, the suburb. I didn't even play, and you're going down to, restaurants and cafes and like, oh yeah, this one's on the house, mate. And you're like, oh sweet.
Yeah.
Didn't even play, but
Not
thanks.
bad.
So yeah, like people, were crying and stuff when you go see them in a cafe. It's like pretty crazy what winning a grand final can do to, a suburb and a community.
What is it like? Because we've heard stories of players like Tom Boyd was here last year talking about that day, but obviously he had a massive impact on that day. What's it like when you're sitting on the sidelines? What are the feelings like throughout the game? And then obviously when you're celebrating a night, do you feel part of it, or do you feel a little bit removed because you didn't actually play?
Yeah, good question. I mean, for me at the time, like, as I said, I was quite young, so I was just like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, no, some people never even get to experience making a grand final or finals. But then for your team to win one, even though I didn't play, it was pretty special. Like, yeah, people dream of that stuff. So at the time, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, just want to get around the boys, enjoy it for what it is, because we haven't played in one since 2021, and we got done in that game. But it might not ever come around again. So just sort of, took it for what it was.
Now, I just need to calm down a little bit here. Bailey Dale, Bulldogs superstar. We have to take a moment to thank Fleet Plan Hire.
Yes, we'll be back to the episode very shortly. But yes, as Dos said, Fleet Plan Hire Solutions, friends of the show for so many years now, the backbone of dos&d, the backbone of all the big projects in Victoria, Queensland, Australia-wide.
Everything you need to know about earth moving, head to fbh.com.au. They'll take care of your project for you today.
Back to the episode with Bailey.
How was the feeling, I guess, making that 2021 granny, knowing that you missed out on 16? Like, it was a similar journey. I think it was outside the top 4 and made the grand final. You must have probably thought, like, this is the moment you finally get your chance.
Yeah, I mean, 2021 was an awesome year, regardless of what happened. Playing in a grand final on the AFL stage is still a massive achievement. It would have been great to win it. We weren't quite good enough. Melbourne were very good that year, and we'll probably head to head with them for a lot of that year. And missing out on the top 4 that year probably cost us going all the way. But I look back at it again, like, what an amazing experience. Like, some people never get to do it. So I was, sort of lucky enough to be playing good enough footy, and the team to be playing good enough to even make a grand final. So as I said, hopefully we can get back there again and win it. But yeah, still awesome day.
That year in particular, like, I'm not getting too nuffy. Dogs were in, like, it was a really red hot year. I think they were second for majority. You guys were second for majority of the year. Everyone forgets that.
Yeah. I think we started 5-1 or something, which was an awesome start to the year. And then, we kind of lost our way towards the back end. I think we lost to Hawks. Can't remember off the top of my head, but maybe we lost a couple of our last games that were going to keep us in that top 4. And then, with the travel and stuff, probably just takes a toll on you. It was COVID year. I remember in the Brisbane game, we were locked in our hotel room for pretty much most of the time before that game, which, it's probably not any prep to be doing before a finals, any game, let alone a big final. So, it was a different experience that year for sure.
Have you ever watched a 21 grand final back? Outside,
I actually haven't.
Did you have to review it?
No, I don't think we did review it. I haven't watched it back. So,
do you have memories of it? Is it a blur?
I have memories of guys coming out of the centre bounce, kicking it over my head.
Yeah. I was going to ask.
That was a bad 5 minutes, but
because that game, I don't really remember much from it either. But obviously, it was a game of two halves. Do you remember feelings on the field? So you talk about blokes kicking over your head straight out of the centre versus we've almost got one hand on the cup. I know you probably can't say it in a minute, but that was the feeling, at least from us watching, versus the momentum swings so dramatically. Do you remember the two distinct feelings of I could be a premiership player versus this has just slipped away?
Yeah, I honestly, like, half time, we came into the rooms and I don't know how much we're up, maybe 3 goals or something. I'm not too sure. But I was like, shit, like, we're a chance to win it here. Obviously, you don't want to get too ahead of yourself for the obvious reasons, but yeah, I was like, it'd be, pretty cool, and your mind sort of drifts that way, but then you're like, we've still got a half footy and a lot can happen, and a lot did happen. So, yeah, I mean, looking back, yeah, it was just one of those things that it got away from us, and we couldn't quite wrestle the momentum back, and they had some quality players all over the field, and yeah, they just played some really good footy for, a quarter and a bit there.
And dumb question, but when the siren goes and it's all over, what's that feeling like? Like, when you've lost a grand final, you've gotten so close. Do you remember that? Or
yeah, I just remember just staring, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was like looking at the scoreboard like kind of let one go there. In such a good spot, and what a great opportunity, and we let it slip. And I'm sure a lot of the boys probably felt that way as well. But yeah, I mean, yeah, a bit of a numb feeling post the granny, but yeah, as I said, looking back, yeah, what an opportunity to even go out there and have a crack at it, and have a crack at trying to win a flag, and even being on the biggest stage. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm trying to picture like the prelim as well though. I shouldn't. You know what? Let's not rewind because
I remember that night. Maybe you told me off. Yeah.
That's right. I was angry. Do you want to share that?
No, you can share it.
Oh, I've got this weird thing, Bailey, where, and I'm a passionate Bulldogs man, but if I'm watching the footy with someone like D, and I think the Dogs are up by, might have been 50 points or 40 points. They played Port Adelaide, and someone might have kicked another goal, and D goes, "Oh, they're home, mate," and I'm like, "Don't say that. You can't say that. Like the Moz exists, but you don't think it does."
No, I just firmly believe it's nothing to do with what any of us are saying.
But not the prelim, the semi against Brisbane. Like that game was one of the games of the year. I guess at the moment I think about it as Charlie Cameron and Taylor Dray at the end there. Were you somewhere in that vicinity, like in the last kind of minutes of the game? Because you're only a point up.
Yeah, I can't actually remember. I might have been on the wing and just like literally watching these two race each other down to the ball. I'm like, come on, Doc, please. And then it kind of like, they both kind of got caught up, fumbled, and kind of went out of bounds. And I was like, geez, that's a relief. And then they might have had a shot at goal just before it or just after it.
They did, yeah.
But then, yeah, there wasn't long left. And after that game, like the instant like relief you get, it's like, not like you're excited to go to the next, final, but just a relief of like, that was a bloody good win. As I said before, we were stuck in a hotel room for a couple of days to go out and do that on their home deck. They're a really good team. As you know, they've gone on to win 3 flags now, or 2 flags or whatever it is. But to get them over in Brisbane is always a great win, and wins on the road in general are always great.
It might have been that game or the Port game. I remember there was vision. I reckon a lot of people that just love the game or that were fans of the game probably don't understand, but like everyone likes to have a beer. I think there was vision of like after there might have been the Port prelim and that you're all singing the song and everyone's holding a beer. I think Fred from the Desire song. Are you allowed to have a beer after the game, like at a massive moment like that, and celebrate?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you got any corkies or anything, you don't want to be having too many. But yeah, we do like to celebrate after the game, and especially games like that where they mean so much. And we have a couple after mainly interstate games where we get to go back to the hotel, have a feed. You're there for the night, so you don't have to go home or anything. But just sit there and enjoy the company, soak up the win, and you just get to know people sitting around the table. Probably most of our deepest sort of conversations happen after a game. You talk about it, and then you start talking about whatever else after that. But probably the interstate trips are always good to just getting to know the boys and enjoying their company.
Well, I mean, we've spoken about Brisbane and Melbourne that year. Do any opposition players ever cause sleepless nights? Who makes you nervous, if any?
Bobby Hill is lightning quick.
Yep.
And just so smart. Got like great footy brain. Just any chance he gets to get out the back, and I'm never catching him. I'm nowhere near as fast as him. So, I had a couple of sleepless nights when I had to come up against him. Who else? Toby Green. He's like just smart, crafty, quite physical as well. So they're probably two very different players in their own rights, but both very hard to play on.
Are you a chatter on the field? Do you have a conversation with your direct opponent?
Nah, never. Not really. Maybe if something happens and we just walking back to the.
He's always dashing away from him.
Yeah,
bouncing the footy.
That's it.
Walking back to the 50, you might ask them how they're going, if they're getting a kick or whatnot. But pretty quiet on the field. Just keeping my own space and basically just talk to my teammates and.
So you don't get involved in any sledging?
I was going to say, you probably surely giggle at, the libbers or
there's always guys
the other
around me
lippier
that are
ones.
saying stuff.
Surely you've had a good laugh.
Yeah, you might hear a couple here and there that are quite funny, but
do any stand out? Any you can think of?
Oh, not really. I mean, Tommy's obviously pretty good on the lip and he loves a sledge. But yeah, I mean, it's all fun. At the end of the day.
He was mic'd up, I think, for his 250th last year. They were playing North Melbourne. And Harry Shees was like lining up for a shot on goal, and he goes, "How's the organic food going, Shees?" But I love that was so G. Like I would have loved to heard his more M to MA versions out there. It was very G rated. Yeah.
Does anyone give you any lip out there that you can think of? Any direct opponents? Like if they've kicked a goal on you, does anyone like to let you know about it?
Not really. I think if I don't say much back, they don't really give much to me. So
smart approach.
Yeah, just kind of go about my business.
Yeah.
I copped one. I don't know who it was from. It would have been in my first or second year though. I was like 70 kilos, as you've seen on that footage before. It's like who's left the Oz Kick kid out here? Like someone get him some food. Like he's gonna bloody drown. He looks like he's a drowned rat. Like I had no muscle on me. The jersey was massive on me, so I've copped a couple like that, but sort of filled out a little bit now. Not too much, but a little bit.
Mate, the 49 touches last year. So you were this close to the 50. There's great vision of I think it's Bailey Williams. He's Jared. You're on track for I think you broke the doggies disposal record in general. I think it was, looking before, it was 47.
Yep.
Ryan Griffin and Jack McRae. You've hit the 49 and you're sitting on the inside 45 by yourself. Bailey Williams just needs to look in. You're shouting at him, and he doesn't kick it to you, mate. That must have been shattering, the half ton.
Yeah, I thought, how can he not kick it to me here?
Did you know what you're on at that stage?
I actually
Of course
thought
he did.
No, I actually thought I'd already hit 50. Because when I broke the record, the crowd went nuts. I'm like, oh, I've got the record here. How good?
50 is insane.
But I actually thought it was the 50. So I was like, oh, happy days. Like any extra touches is cool. But then at the end of the game, I've looked on the board. I'm like, oh, I'm on 49 still. And everyone on the bench, I was running past the bench. I got the last I got a kick and a handball off Book. And then I think I might have kicked it to Bailey or whatever. And then I was running past the bench. They're like, you need one more. I was like, oh, all right. And then, Truck obviously had the ball and didn't look inside and missed me. But
did he hear? Does he say he didn't hear?
I'm not too sure. I haven't really followed up with him too much, to be honest. So
Yeah,
I think he would have copped it off a few others that day.
Here it is.
Here we go.
Is this it? Oh, that's Q3. Oh, this is the game.
Yeah. Pretty.
Was it 39 to 3/4 time? Was that what we were reading today? It was something crazy.
Yeah,
It's
something
quite
like that.
funny. We're walking out at the huddle and a couple of the boys were like, if you run past, mate, we'll give you the hands. I'm like, oh, no worries,
That's
thanks. So, they were definitely, it's like when someone's going for 10 goals.
Yeah.
They were trying to feed me a little bit.
Were you playing that Josh Bruce day when he kicked 10?
Yeah. Similar thing, actually.
Yeah.
He kicked 10 and I think he was on 7, 3/4 time. And we were kind of walking out together. I'm like, oh, if I get the ball, mate, I'll be looking for you.
That's nice.
He's like, yeah, I need to, I don't know what his PB was at the time. But he ended up kicking 10, which it doesn't happen too often.
No.
Was there any different feeling this day? Like, did you feel? Was it just a normal another day? I don't know what's going on there. Another day at the office, or before the game? Did you just have a?
No,
when did you know you're on? How early?
I think I had like 25 roughly around halftime. I'm like,
It's incredible.
yeah, I might be on for a big day here. And then, yeah, once I had 39 at 3/4 time, I was like, I got a genuine chance to.
That's insane.
You've kicked a couple of bags as well, haven't you? Did you kick it? Did you have a bag of 6?
I've kicked 5 a
5.
couple of times.
Yeah.
Once against Adelaide and once against St Kilda, I think. But yeah, I mean, when you have a day like that, you got to try cash in because they don't come around too often. But yeah, it was a pretty special day.
Would you take another Hall of 5 this year coming up, or would you rather 50 touches?
Nah, 50 for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
We were talking like what, and now in this day and age of betting and multis and the culture that's in AFL, obviously when you have a day out like that, then now you become probably the top of everybody's list. Do you cop any online abuse if you come short of somebody's some bloke from the pub's multi that you're one disposal short? Did these things cross your mind at all?
Not when you're playing.
Yeah.
But then when you go look at your phone after the game and you got a few messages, it's not the nicest thing. But
Is it common though?
Yeah, it's pretty common. Like
Yeah.
most guys would get a message after the game related to Supercoach or betting or disposals or goals or whatever. So yeah, you just kind of you read them. Or I read them anyway, and I kind of have a laugh at them because I'm like, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
don't put your money on me.
Yeah.
But that's your own fault. But yeah, I mean, it's part of the Aussie culture almost really to put on a multi and have a beer at the pub, and then, some guys just get a bit carried away and send silly messages. But
Have you ever responded to them?
nah, never. Nah,
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
Delete it straight away.
Yeah.
Or I'd screenshot it, send it to a few of my mates, say, have a look at this bloke, and then
Let them deal
delete
with
it
it.
after that.
Yeah. When it comes to, say, you're coming into the system, you said, you had a couple of managers reach out to you and you signed with your management company. Interested to hear how education works around, say, life after footy as well. So coming into the system, it's very different to what it used to be. You hear a lot of, players, especially probably the former players that have been on, in maybe the earlier years when it wasn't, say, full-time. Coming in, did you, do any courses or have you learned a trade? Or because a lot of players do that kind of thing.
Yeah, when you first get drafted, I think a lot of the first years do like an AFL ready kind of course, and you do your media training and stuff like that, and then you do a lot of work with your PDM, player development manager, and they sort of set you up with what do you want to do post football, any uni things that you'd like to complete or trade courses. TAFE, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, there's definitely opportunities for guys to get educated. And for me, I tried to trade, tried to do some building, but it was no good. So, gave that a miss. But I love coaching, especially the younger guys coming through. I think I've got a lot to offer in that space. So, I'm starting to do my level 2 coaching and starting to sort of explore a few of those options for post football now. So, yeah. There's like plenty of guys. Taylor Dre sort of moved into that sort of role post footy. Liam Jones, JJ, have all sort of got gigs after football in those positions. And, there's other guys that want to go do, landscaping or architecture or business and stuff like that. So everyone's got their thing that they sort of have. And yeah, not every player has to do something, but it's definitely encouraged to try something and see if you like it. If you don't, try something else.
Yeah, well, we'll go into a little bit later on. I think he's got something lined up after footy at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on in socials, but we'll get into that a little bit later. I just want to go back to the hub life because that era of footy just fascinates me. Obviously, you guys were very successful then, but we also heard you might have been a bit of a prankster in those hubs. Maybe the way you're looking at me, maybe I'm completely wrong, but were you ringing players throughout the night, waking them up, causing mayhem with their sleep schedules, or was that just
that would not have been me. I don't know who was the pranksters at the time. Cody Waitman's a big prankster at the club.
Okay.
Sam Darcy, he wasn't in the hub, but
maybe you can find that video, Jared.
Yeah, maybe I'll flick you a link. Just so it was a Toby McLean video we saw. He was interviewing. He was saying
Toby,
you were
he records everything.
Might have been Lewis Young.
No, it was official by the club.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh God. I don't remember it.
What
The
year
hub
would
was a
have that
blur.
been? Yeah.
Maybe, 2020, 2021. That's
Yeah.
all right, yeah. But what was that like? I mean, where were you guys based? Were you on the Gold Coast?
Yeah, we were Goldie. We stayed in the Mercure for a couple of weeks to do our quarantine initially. And then we ended up moving to the Royal Pines golf course there. So
What a shame.
yeah, I know.
Good for you.
I think more golf got played than footy that year. But yeah, a lot of guys obviously, some really struggled, some really loved it. Like for me, I didn't have my partner up there. So, missed that part of home, but obviously got to know some of my closest mates at the club really, really well in that time as well. So looking back, it was like pretty cool experience, but at the same time, yeah, pretty, it did suck a bit not being able to see your partner and your dog. And but we were very lucky. We were able to leave the hotel and do stuff, whereas in Melbourne, you're just stuck at home doing nothing. So, yeah.
When it comes to the theatre in the game, so last year, the whole Bailey Smith thing, I think he said something around, the Ballarat comment. He said that cheeky little dig and
Nothing wrong with Ballarat.
there you go. Nothing wrong with Ballarat. But when something like that gets said and it gets blown up in the media, and all of a sudden us as fans and supporters, we build up this huge game, right? So the Dogs play the Cats, and it's this huge build up. Is that actually a thing? Does something like that, the theatre of the game, does it add to your motivation or the team or to Bevo's chat? Or here we go, yeah.
Oh, Jared's found it.
Oh, he's got it. Young
club,
Baz.
so I'll just keep working my ass off to repay him, and I'm doing what I love doing, and that's competing, regardless if we win, lose or draw. I'm just happy, so yeah, I can't really lose.
How good is it? 82,000 versus Collingwood on a Saturday night at the G. How good's that?
It's beautiful, mate. Not getting that at Ballarat, so.
Yeah, nice little swap, which we love Ballarat, like you said. Yeah, does something like that get used as I guess, fuel on the fire, or does it not even get mentioned?
To be honest, it's pretty blown up. You hear that, and you're like, oh, well, whatever. We love going down the Ballarat. We play really well down there usually, so whether it's 80,000 at the G or 5,000 at Ballarat, we're not too fast as long as we can get a win. But yeah, internally, we didn't really speak about it at all. We just wanted to beat Geelong when we played them next. Yeah,
done all right down there the last couple of years.
Yeah, well, I think in my first 10 years, I was 0-10 basically against them, and was finally able to beat them a couple of times. But yeah, when they play GMHBA, they're a bloody good team, and they're really well coached as well. So it's always a challenge going down there, especially on a Friday night. We usually play them, or a Saturday night, cold, middle of winter. They're pretty tough, and it's always a challenge.
Yeah, for sure. When players leave, obviously you've been around for now 10 years. 10 years plus. When players leave, does it damage relationships typically, or do you stay in contact? Are you still mates with some of the guys that you were closer to, and then they go off to another club?
Yeah, I've I had a couple of really close mates that have left for either more opportunity or traded or whatever. And I speak to them regularly pretty much most days. So, just because they leave a club doesn't mean you're not going to be mates with them. You're obviously flat that you don't get to spend, every day with them, and you're going to miss them on field because they're good players. But for me, I don't really associate too much, getting traded. You're in another team.
Yeah.
You're my enemy now.
Yeah.
On field you are, but off field, you're still one of my mates, so it doesn't faze me too much.
Yeah.
Talk to us a bit about the big fella, Sam Darcy. There's a lot of hype around him at the moment. I think you mentioned Kane Corns. Did you hear what he said? He said Sam Darcy's the best player in the comp. He's number one. Bit of expectation for the young man. What's he like? Is he he seems shy from afar, but is he a bit vocal? I know he loves a bit of golf, which I'm sure you and him get along well.
Yeah, Sam, incredible player. Some of the match sim stuff he's been playing some really good footy at the moment, and you just kick it anywhere within 5 meters of him, and he gets there. He's that long, and he's really starting to bulk up now, and he's going to be a really good player this year. Probably my early Coleman selection, but pretty quiet when you first meet him, but he's really starting to come out of himself now. He's probably the prankster at the club.
Is he? Yeah.
Plays a lot of pranks. Poor Joshy Dolan found out last year in Noosa when he found a barramundi in his spa. Plays a lot of pranks. But you need those guys around the club to keep it fresh and keep it funny. And yeah, he's a good fella to have around.
He kicked 8 in the scratch, didn't he, the other day?
Yeah, we only played 60 minutes and he kicked 8. And he actually swapped teams at halftime. So
Yeah,
he was the leading goal scorer for both teams, which is pretty incredible when you only play 30 minutes of football
That's
either side.
insane.
What's it like when you got he's a good example where there's so much media hype. Obviously, Bailey Smith, when he was there, obviously you play with the Bont week in and week out. When you got so much hype over one play, especially when they're so young, like Sam, what do you guys do to almost protect him from this huge expectation or hype from the outside world?
To be honest, I don't think he reads into any of it. He's so locked into what he wants to do. He wants to be one of the best players. He's so driven as a person. I don't think he really cares what anyone thinks. He's just going to go about his business and dominate, which, he showed glimpses of that last year. So I don't think for him it's that big of an issue. It might be for other guys, but certainly for him, he just takes it in his stride and, yeah, he loves it.
Can you see him captaining the club one day?
Yeah, definitely. He's got leadership potential for sure. We've got an emerging leaders sort of group, and there's a few guys in that group that, whenever Bont decides to hand it over, there's plenty of guys there to be able to pick it up. Joel Frazier's another one who had an incredible year last year. Really started to announce himself as a young star of the comp, and yeah, the way he trains, the way he prepares is pretty incredible for a 21-year-old. I did a bit of off-season training with him this year, and yeah, his capability to run and just work hard and his determination to even get the football and use it well. I haven't seen it in a lot of young players, and yeah, he's got a lot of upside.
From what we've heard though, and again having a mutual connection, talking to him last night, he told us you're one of the most committed people he's ever met. From a youngster, you never miss a session. Your diet has always been completely drilled in. You've always been committed to the absolute bit. Is that something you pride yourself on? And I know you've been part of the leadership group before. Leading from the front in all facets.
Yeah, I mean, you want to set a good example for the young guys coming in, but even just from a personal level, your career could last, as I said before, 1 year, 15 years. I just want to make the most of that as much as I can. And, if you're doing all the right things, I feel like if you do all the right things, you're going to get lucky and you're going to have a good career. And, I just want to put my best foot forward and set a good example for the young guys coming through and make the club better as well.
Is there any other, for this year coming up, any other players we should watch out for that we haven't really heard much about? Any of the new draftees or someone you could see having a big breakout year?
Yeah, Lockie Jakes. He's a young fella that's halfback as well, got drafted last year. Hasn't played any senior footy yet, but yeah, he's a big one to watch out for this year. I think he's he's had a lot of growth in his game, even in the back half of last year. I think he could get a crack early this year.
But you won't give him any kick-outs, will you?
Absolutely not. He can get in the pocket and I'll kick it to him and he can give it back. But no, he's definitely one to look out for. Joshy Dolan, he's having, you saw glimpses of him last year. I think he's a really classy player. Small forward, gets up the ground. Quite hard to play on in match sim as well, just runs and runs. But uses the ball really well, which you want in your front half when you're playing. So, they're two guys that are second yearers, but I think they have massive growth this year. And we need them to if we're going to go, far into the finals.
Yeah. It seems like Bulldogs have always been a team where players get opportunities. Bevo seems to give, multiple players opportunities throughout the year to at least have a crack.
Yeah, definitely. If you come in and you play your role, Bevo's going to give you an opportunity. He gave me one pretty early in my first year when I didn't even think probably I was ready to play AFL, but he gave me a crack. And
who was that against? Who was your debut?
My debut was against Fremantle.
Okay.
Got absolutely decked on the boundary in one of my first touches, and I've got big greys on the back of my jumper, but that was pretty much a welcome to AFL footy, and got that frame, still got the same greys on it and everything like that, all the dirt. So I was lucky enough to, I think it was round 7 that I debuted, but I was very raw. Played against men, but the game's so much faster at AFL level from even VFL, let alone local the year before that. It's a big jump up.
You've had a few different leaders, like since you came into the system. You've always had, Bont's the recent captain. You would have had Woody. Who was there a skipper before that?
Bob Murphy.
It was Bob.
Yeah.
Actually, clearly. All different leadership styles, I'm sure. Is there a certain part to each of them that stands out to you that you enjoyed, playing under? Like, what was Bob like? Bob would have been, an awesome, leader to play under.
Yeah, Bob, very speak from the heart, passionate. Lead from the front player. And then you have, Woody, who was courageous. You just want to run through a brick wall for him every time he spoke. And then, Bont, very personable, like obviously leads from the front as well, courageous. They've all been great leaders. Bont, obviously, is best player in the comp for the last 5 years, 6 years. So to be able to see him go to work every day and be the player he is, there's no secret to why he's as good as he is. He just ticks every box, leads from the front, and just, he just wants the club to be better. And I think he's not just playing for himself; he's playing for the whole of club. He's a really good player.
Were you at the Brownlow when Lockie Neal won, when Bont nearly had it? Was that 24 or 23? I'm trying to think. What was it like around the table? The last kind of vote count.
Maybe. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it wasn't the nicest table to be on. He probably been robbed of a couple of Brownlows, Bont,
definitely.
which is a bit stiff.
Poor
but
fella.
Outside of just Brownlows, he's so respected by everyone in the AFL, and everyone knows how good of a player he is, regardless of if he's got a Brownlow or not. Obviously, for him, he would probably love one. Bit of a flat night, especially when you think you've had a good enough year to win it.
This is going to sound like probably the dumbest question, but with someone like Bont, because you obviously train, you're with him every day, what makes a player at the elite level even a step above everybody else? So you said there's a big jump between obviously local to VFL to AFL, but to make somebody like a top 5 player, potentially best player in the comp, is there anything you see, whether it's athletically, the way he trains, the way he prepares, what makes him that step above everybody else?
I think for him, like, he is just so clean, like his touch and the craft that he does pre-training, during training, post-training, like he's just so clean. He gives himself so much time to be able to execute what he wants to do. And I think that's so important, especially in this day of age of AFL, where guys are pressuring you straight away. If you fumble, like, you're going to get tackled or you're not going to be able to dispose of the ball properly. So for him, like, just how clean he is, like with his hands, being able to send other players into space. Guys like me, he makes me look way better than what I am because he's giving me extra time and space to use the footy. So, I mean, that's probably one of his biggest things. And he's obviously very driven as well.
Mm-hmm.
Getting me a bit excited now.
Yes.
Especially hearing him talk about a couple of the young lads. I'm getting a bit. I can't wait.
Just excited. I think it's only 44 days.
Is it?
I've read today.
I'm not counting.
Yeah. Well, I read it. So yeah.
Tell us a bit more about what's happening away from footy, because there's some exciting things happening on socials. Duck Hook Golf. Tell us a bit more about that. We know you love your golf. Very good golfer. But yeah, we want to know everything about it.
Yeah. So Duck Hook Golf started with Anthony Scott, Oscar Baker, and myself. Scotty actually came up to Bakes and I in the gym one day and was like, "You boys want to start a golf page and start filming some stuff just for a bit of fun." We obviously played a lot together. So we just brought the camera out and started filming some shots, and more so just to see what our swing was like, which was concerning because I was a bit worried when I saw a couple of the swings. But it sort of just started in the gym, had a chat, and then started recording some stuff, and sort of been a bit of a grind the last couple of years. We've just been doing our own thing, and in the last sort of 6 months, we had a young guy, Charles, come out and reach out to us around sort of we were doing a lot of the filming ourselves, and he's like, I love what you guys are putting out, but it could be tidied up a little bit, and I'll come film for you guys. You guys just play and worry about that, and I'll do the editing. And
he's doing everything.
Yeah, so he started doing a bit of everything. So, just a young fella that sort of reached out to us, and I speak to him probably every day now regarding something Duck Hook related. So we've become quite good friends, all 4 of us, and it's just been a bit of a journey. We're starting to do some cool things socially, and yeah, we got a little Duckle Classic coming up. We're trying to get a couple of players from each club out to have a hit, and got a bit of a leaderboard. So we're going to release a bit of that stuff later on in the year.
You can't tease who's locked in so far or not yet.
Tease a couple. Got a couple of the Collingwood boys, Steel Sidebottom, Jeremy Howe. That was a funny round. The Hollands boys from Carlton. They both hit the ball very well. So there's a couple of the guests there. We've got sort of most clubs in Melbourne pretty keen to jump on and have a hit. And I mean, socially, it's great to meet different players and just walk around the course and get to know them and hopefully create some good content and people can have a laugh and enjoy what we do.
Well, I think we can have a little sneak preview with Jared over here with a bit of the content you guys are putting out. Is this the top shots, Jared?
There we go.
Top 5, okay. So I think we're going to look at the top 3.
Oh, my God.
That's Anthony Scott?
Yeah, that's Anthony Scott.
Could be really good.
He really, really wanted this to be number 1.
Scotty's,
par 4 at Moona.
what does it say? Scotty's still driving.
Here we go. Here's Bailey.
Oh, he's binned it.
Yeah,
Always
this
good
is,
to see a lefty.
This is at Freeway Golf Club.
Oh, my God.
Almost put
Dale.
I love that.
On the cut there.
I just love that.
far
Oh, my
off.
God.
Is that Oscar?
This is Oscar. This is one of our matches we were playing.
Unbelievable.
Came down to this hole. I was actually
at him.
about 6 feet
Can't
away
even
for the
catch
win,
him.
and he's put that in. So, yeah.
Did
There
Oscar
is some
play?
good content, but there's some stinker content
Sure.
as
There's
well,
some bloopers.
which is very funny. And I think probably people enjoy that stuff more than the good shots like that.
Oh, that's hilarious. Did Oscar play in the grand final in 21 for D's?
No. he
Okay,
didn't. No.
okay, no. But do you have any inspiration behind when you guys were kind of coming up with this page? Is there other golf channels you've seen, or even just other content that you guys, mold yourselves around?
Yeah, obviously, like Good Good's a massive one.
Yep.
Group of mates have just started doing the same thing, filming golf, and just grew sort of overnight a little bit with some of the stuff they do. But then you got your like Brian Bros and stuff like that who obviously taking YouTube golf to another level. DeChambeau as well, who's massive in the YouTube space. So, I mean, ideally we want to sort of grow into that. It's a long way away, but we got hopes that we can one day make it there.
It's exciting because golf's such a great. It's just like you said. There's so many opportunities. There's so many people you meet. There's so much again away from it all. There's so much money in it now with brands and.
How often have we said we need to learn how to play golf?
Our cameraman always says we say that every podcast we say that. But guess what, Bryce? We've started. So
We actually have.
Yeah. We're hitting a shot. We
Are
might
you,
need
are
to
you selling some merch as well?
We're going to.
Yeah.
We did release some hats
That's
and some
right.
vests a little while ago, but we're going to have a crack at some proper stuff over the coming months. So stay tuned. Hopefully
Perfect.
we can get a few out to you guys as well.
Where does everyone check it out? What is it? You got a website and socials, or just mainly
So
socials?
Duckhook Golf Oz on TikTok and Instagram, and then Duckhook Golf Oz on YouTube as well.
Okay.
Get on and
Love
have a
it.
look and give us some feedback on our swings.
You go.
No, yeah,
I was just going to ask. Oh, one thing I forgot to say. It Digger, the nickname. Where does that come
yes.
from?
I don't know how it stuck, to be honest. Bevo, in one meeting, it was obviously Bailey Smith, Bailey Williams, me. We all had Bailey, obviously, as our name. So he's like, we need to make a nickname for all of you. Baz had Baz. Bailey Williams got Truck. And then he's like, oh, we need to give you one, Bailey. I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, Bales. And he's like, nah. And he's like, oh, Digger. I was like, Digger. He's like, yeah, you look like one of the old war veterans that just see a little mustache, young and baby-faced. And then that's just kind of stuck.
Wow.
So walked out of that meeting and I was like, oh, there's no way that's sticking. But then, as footy clubs work, boys just keep saying it and it sticks.
So people actually yell when they're calling for the ball. They yell Digger.
Yeah,
Oh,
Digger,
right,
yeah,
it's
around
re-
the club.
it's really stuck.
It's evolving to all sorts of names, but even fans come up to me now and say Digger as well. So even Ez at home, she would just sometimes be like, oh, Digger, like, get the washing. I'll be like, geez, maybe we leave that one at the footy club. But nah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
There you go.
It's mate. Well, thank you so much for coming in. By the way, especially on the eve of a big year, huge year for the Dogs. Dos is even more excited now. But mate, we're not going to send you home empty-handed. We've got a few gifts courtesy of some of our wonderful partners. Dos, do you want to start with Milkman?
Let's kick it off with Milkman Australia. Digger, I was going to say Bailey. Milkman Australia, leading all things men's grooming. So
Beautiful.
think skincare, hair care, beard care. They've looked after
care.
you. Mustache
They
care,
do.
exactly right. I
good.
think they've got some natural deodorant in there for you. So everyone at home, head to milkmanaustralia.com. Use the code dos&d, 20% off. How good's that?
I was going to ask, so who needs it? You probably can't answer this question. Does anybody, any of your teammates need Milkman the most? They might be a bit smelly, or
bit
you probably
smelly.
can't answer that.
Jack McRae used to stink a
No,
little bit.
yeah.
you got him out. You got him out of the.
He's a good man, Jack. But yeah, he used to always leave his socks and everything around the locker, and the boys used to get a bit filthy at him. So some were probably happy to see him go.
That's hilarious. Next, we've got Tommy's. Bring that in, please, Jared. So, mate, the weather being so hot at the moment, this is a perfect summer drink. It's a vodka spritz. Just don't let Bevo see you take them home, mate. But these are courtesy of our friends at Tommy's Booze. They also own Freddy's Pizza on Chapel Street, which is a very popular pizzeria, Dos. And we've got them on board again for this year, which we're really excited with. Guys, we do recommend checking out Tommy's. It's a beautiful drink, goes down a treat. You can get it at some BWS, some Dan Murphy's, or get them online, tommysbooze.com. We'll put the link up, 10% off if you use the code Tommy'sOwn1, Dos.
And then lastly, we got the dos&d goodie bag, which contains a few little golf accessories on behalf of our naming right partner, Fleet Plant Hire. Weirdly enough, Bailey, they're a earth-moving equipment company, but they love golf. So they've just merched up, a heap of golf gear with their logo. So yeah, you're going home with some golf balls, tees. I think, is there a glove in there? But we might have to change that.
We might have to change it. I think we might have gave you the right-handed glove, so we'll fix it up for you.
All
There's a
right.
towel in there as well, mate. There might be, I can't remember what else. There might be a couple of other little goodies in there too,
towel.
mate. So, yeah, we'll hook you up with some extra stuff off air too, mate. But it's just our little way of saying thank you. So, yeah.
Mate, appreciate you coming in.
Thanks,
it's,
boys.
It was good to catch up with you. And, mate, I'm wrapped for you and pumped for you for 2026. How good?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Doing some good things on this podcast, so how good.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Bailey.